Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do appreciate your time. In this lecture, you learn what an API is. I will also show you an illustration of an API. What is an API? An API stands for Application Programming Interface. This is a set of programming instructions and standards for accessing a web-based software application. So a software company can release its API to the public, so other software developers can design products that are powered by its services. For example, Amazon has its API, PayPal has API, eBay also has API, and other e-commerce companies and other related companies have APIs. What the API does, it allows third-party websites to post direct links to, for example, products on Amazon and also PayPal. So where you have companies that add PayPal buttons, if you go to shop on an e-commerce site, you may see a PayPal button. That is done using a PayPal API. Similarly, on Amazon, you may go to a website and see an Amazon link. That also is done using an API. So an API stands for Application Programming Interface. It's a set of programming instructions and standards for accessing a web-based software application or web tool. This is an illustration of a transaction that happens on an e-commerce site. So this is the person making the purchase, so a male or female. And this is an eBay website. Say, for example, I wanted a camera from eBay. So I go onto eBay and click on the camera I want and then click on the buy button. So when you click on the buy button, what happens? Your credit card information is passed on to the card company. All this happens behind the scene. So this is possible because of the use of this API. So this eBay software talks to the Visa company software behind the scene. So the eBay software passes on your information to the Visa company. The Visa company checks your information is correct, passes the information back to eBay and say good to go. And then your transaction is confirmed as paid, and then you get your goods. So the API, the Application Programming Interface, allows the communication between two companies behind the scene. So you as the customer doesn't see what goes on behind the scene. What goes on happens between eBay and the card company. This is done behind the scene. So you don't see this interface behind the scene. All you see is that you've clicked on pay, your payment details are being processed, and this is how they're being processed, passed to eBay, from eBay to the card company. The card company checks to make sure everything's good to go, passes the information back to eBay, say all good to go, and then eBay confirms your transaction as paid, and then you ship your items to you. Another example of an API at work is when, for example, you buy a movie ticket online and enter your credit card details or information. What happens? The movie ticket website, say for example this website I'm on, what it'll do, it will use an API to send your credit card information to a remote application that then verifies the information you have put in. If the information is correct, the payment is confirmed, the remote application then sends a response back to the movie website. For example, this website, to say everything's okay, payments checked in all right, you can issue the ticket. So what happens that the actual customer doesn't see that interface between the transaction from this movie website to the remote company. Say, for example, credit card company that checks the information. So all that happens behind the scene. You as a customer, you don't see that interface. All you see is the current site you are on. In this lecture, you learned what an API is, and I also showed you a couple of illustrations on how API works. Thank you so much for your time. I hope the lecture has been useful. Take care and bye for now. Please do let me know if you've got any questions, and let me know. Take care. All the best wishes. Bye for now.